Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And you know, I love bringing in experts, and today is what we call an expert, a VIP expert. It's one of those days where you get to get a little bit more information from some of the great experts we've had on before. And just like I just rattled all that out and went, I think I need to declutter. And that's what today's about. We're going to talk about, do you need to declutter too? Yeah, Mel Mason's here, so sit right there. We'll be right back.
Expert Talk is sponsored by Pod Nation TV, the podcast to broadcast network.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Yeah, you heard me right. We all get caught up in this clutter, in our mind, in my closet. We're not even going to talk about what's going on in the back of my car. That's not what we're here for, though. But Mel Mason is here, and she's going to talk about, hey, the truth about clutter. Mel, are you here?
I am here, Tigo. So good to see you. So good to be back here with you. Oh my God. And I just got to see you in person and give you a real live hug not that long ago. So it's just
I know,
great to be with
right?
you again.
It was so awesome to be at Secret Knock and actually be able to go, hey, we're human and we got legs.
Yeah, and that's where I met you. So it was just September of last year that I met you at Secret Knock, and look at these amazing connections.
And now we're planning family Thanksgiving. No, I'm kidding.
That's pretty much,
So let's talk about it. I know you are, the expert on clutter, and today I invited you back to be one of our experts. You said yes. So now we get to go deep on something. So we're going to go deep on, what do you mean by the truth about clutter? What, huh? Who?
Yeah, my favorite topic. Because, when you hear the word clutter, or when anybody hears the word clutter, what's the first thing they think about? It's like, oh, the piles accumulating, the drawers overflowing, the garage you can't park your car in, right?
Well, get out of my house.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. That's just a symptom. Clutter on the outside is just a symptom. It's an external manifestation, but that's just one of the ways that it manifests. You may not have piles accumulating and the drawers overflowing, but you may be carrying excess weight on your body. Maybe you're struggling with addiction. Maybe you're in a toxic relationship, or you're surrounded by people who aren't healthy for you. Maybe you're one of those people who are like, I just don't have time. I'm so busy. Or maybe you are, struggling with financial abundance and the money flow isn't coming into your life. I mean, these are all just external manifestations of one internal condition that every human being has. So if you don't have the clutter, you may have these other manifestations. And I was blessed to have almost all of them. Okay. Pretty much everyone I rattled off to you, I've had, but they're all external manifestations of what I call inner clutter. Because as human beings, we don't get out of life unscathed. We come into this world through the womb and we put me back. Just coming out of the womb is a traumatic experience. So if you're like, I need to have a big hairy trauma like sexual abuse or something like that to have any of what I'm going to tell you about, you don't. Just being born makes you qualified. But inner clutter is literally just repressed emotions, resentments, fears, limiting beliefs, and judgments that we accumulate on the way from being human, having trauma, having loss, having parents that don't have an instruction manual, and you accumulate all their limiting beliefs. Oh, money doesn't grow on trees. Children should be seen and not heard. Whatever the stories are, and that accumulates inside. And then here's the little secret. The outside is only a mirror of the inside. So then you get these manifestations. Whatever they are for you, they're just reflecting one thing back, this inner clutter. And that's what I love about what I do, is that when you learn how to remove the inner clutter
Okay.
every area of your life gets better because it's your birthright to thrive in every area of your life. And clutter's anything that gets in the way of it.
Okay, so I gotta ask, I know people are out there going, maybe I'm a little cluttered inside, but it's really everybody else's fault. I got the wrong boss, I got the wrong girlfriend or boyfriend, I'm not the size I want to be. I went to the wrong high school. They got an excuse for everything in the sun. And then I'm listening to you, and it's like, right now we're going through, what they're calling Slapgate right now, which cracks me the heck up.
God.
But I heard Will Smith say years and years ago that when he bought his flat screen TV, he got a manual this thick. When he had a son, they handed him the son and a bill. There was no instructions whatsoever. And we've been winging it ever since. So I totally agree. But let's talk about these people that are going, it's not my fault. It's not in here. It's all the stuff that I don't know why. If it can hit me, it will. What about those
Mhm.
guys?
Well, here's a little truth that you got to get because this is the most important thing. You know the law of gravity, right? You
Yep.
can't argue with it. You may not like it, but it's a law, right? Well,
Yep.
there's another law in operation you cannot argue with, but it's just a law. It's called the principle of correspondence. And it states as above, so below, or as within, so without. So, when you hear like, oh, if you're pointing the finger at somebody else, you got four fingers pointing back at you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's because the outside only mirrors the inside. So whatever you're getting outside of you, whether you're getting people that are treating you crappy and violating your boundaries, or people are getting in your way, or whatever your manifestations are, it's literally just a mirror reflection because we as human beings are not capable of seeing ourselves. We need
Mm,
someone peeking over our fence. We need a reflection back to us. And so that's the only way we can learn is by getting these external manifestations. First, it shows up in the body, then it shows up in our environment. So you can't
totally.
dispute it. I mean, you can deny it all you want, but the truth of the matter is, until you come into acceptance, you're going to keep having the same problems and manifesting the same issues.
Yeah, and I mean, as a person, like I gained 45 pounds during this whole COVID thing. I'm not blaming it on anybody else. I know I sat on my butt, I ate, and I did not move, and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I'll stand up and say it. But at the same time, you don't realize that you really put on weight because you see yourself in the mirror all the time and you always look like you until you try to go put on those pants that look so great a couple of months ago. And then you go, what just happened? How did this
Hmm.
happen? Somebody shrunk my clothes. It's
Yeah.
like we don't see ourselves. We absolutely don't see ourselves. Or you see a photo or a video. In our case, we're on stages. And we see a video on stages and stuff. And I have seen a video of me when that's not me. It can't be me. And it was one of my cameras that took the video. So I totally understand what you are saying. The question is, how do you face that mirror? How do you get that person looking over your shoulder to help you see the light? Come on, talk
Yeah,
to me, coach.
absolutely. Absolutely. So when you think about it, whether it's clutter, it's weight, being in a toxic relationship, having mounting debt, dealing with addiction, all of that stuff is accumulating and happening for one reason. You're not willing to look at it and address it. Okay. It's that simple. And because the outside is a mirror of the inside, all that's simply saying is you're not willing to be present with yourself. That's all it is. You're literally avoiding yourself. You've been avoiding yourself and on the run from yourself your entire life. And in our next episode, we're going to be talking about the details of how you actually bring your presence to your life.
Yeah, and I can't wait for next month when we talk about that. But before we get there, because I'm gonna get the mail and then I'm gonna send it to you and see Alan and throwing up the 2-minute warning. We're just getting started, Alan. Come on. So before we get there, let's talk about this a little bit because I know somebody's out there going, "Oh, I see me." I see me. It's not me. I'm telling you right now, Mel, it's not me. It's everybody else. So how do you get that, cool, cold ice in the face and realize that it's you? Because I've been heavier before and I blamed it on everybody. I don't do that anymore. I did it. I got to fix it. I did it. How do you wake up and realize that, yeah, she's talking to you? She's not talking to the people down the hall. She's talking to you. How do we let people know that you're talking to them?
I mean, the pain has to be great enough, but ultimately you either have reasons, stories, excuses, or you get results. So if you're not getting the results you want, then you're the only one in the way because you're the only one in control of your life. You know, things happen. We think, oh, life happens to us, it happens to me. But life is
Hmm.
happening for you and ultimately created by you because you're the source of your experience. You're 100% source for everything in your life, whether you want to own it or not. It's the truth. And the sooner you come to realize it, the sooner your life is going to get better. Because when you can deal with the source, then every area of your life gets better. I was in the toxic relationship. I was almost 170 pounds. I was homeless, smoking crack cocaine in San Diego. I mean, my entire floor was covered. You couldn't walk in my room. And now I'm
Wow.
abundant in every area of my life because I'm willing to be the source for my experience.
All right, before Alan cuts us off, let's tell people how we get in touch. And you guys, she's been on before, so just go and look for the previous interview. We really did an interview about her as the person. But let's tell everybody how they can find you before Alan cuts us off.
Yeah, Mel Mason, the clutter expert on Facebook, on YouTube. But the best way is to just grab my book, Freedom from Clutter, at freegiftfrommel.com. It puts you on my email list and allows you to be notified of all the free workshops and events that I'm always putting on for my community.
Well, Coach Mel, I'm so excited that you're one of our VIP experts. I can't wait to see what we talk about next month. And I think you're the best. And yeah, I need some decluttering myself. Thank you so much for being on today.
My pleasure. And even the clutter expert isn't done. I just hauled a truckload of stuff to donation myself. I'm constantly purging because we're always accumulating.
I love it. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll be here next time. And as always, first of all, remember, go to Tigo Direct. If you didn't get her web address, Mel's there. Type in Mel, type in clutter. It'll come up and connect you to all of her stuff. Okay. There's no cost to you. There's no cost to Mel. We just want to make sure you guys get connected. TigoDirect.com. And as always, I'm Tigo. We'll talk to you next time.